What up, what up, what up?
What's happening, man? Hey, Mike said that unmute with a little bass in his voice.
Yeah, he was a little.
Like he was about to podcast.
He was giving some real serious producer notes.
Unmuted.
I'm like, shut up, y'all.
What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going on? Welcome to
Sunday
Religiously
night
Incorrect.
service.
We are in the building. We are
Yes,
back
sir.
for another edition, and we are brought to you
By Mike Phillips and High Street Fitness. Listen, let us take care of your soul and give him the rest of your body. I don't know if that
was
really
pretty
works.
good. Giving him the rest of your body. You need to work on that a little bit. Let us take care of your soul and him the rest of your body.
Yeah, because he going to get you right. He going to get you right.
How about we handle the soul, he handles the body.
Hey, that works too. We handle the soul, he handles the body. Hey, you got to get spiritually and physically fit.
Correct.
I don't know if, it's the pot calling the kettle black, but.
Nah, man. Hey, you work out more than I do, so.
Man, listen, it ain't helping.
Bro, you doing all right. You doing all right. Welcome, everybody, to Religiously Incorrect Podcast. It is Sunday, July 23rd. It's already the end of July almost.
Man, that's crazy, ain't it?
We've been popping. You know, I'm going to give a big shout out to my brother and his youngest son.
Oh, man. Little Grayson turning 2 years old.
2 years
man.
old.
It's been 2 years. He done drove me crazy for 2 straight years.
And it's time for the terrible twos.
Man.
Terrible twos.
Listen, we sang happy birthday to him, and he blew out the candle on his own, and then he went straight into a rant.
Oh, yeah. Grayson
went straight into
He was
a
on it today.
rant.
He was not playing today. And I love what Reverend Robinson called him when she called him Gracious Grayson.
Yeah. Goodness Grayson.
Goodness Grayson.
Goodness
Goodness.
Grayson.
I said Gracious Grayson. Well, I'll call him Gracious Grayson. But she called him Goodness Grayson. That's a word. That's a word.
That's my boy.
Man, how was your day today, man?
Man, my day was great, man. Church was phenomenal. Great service, great impact. Just it's just good to, lately I haven't been, in that up mode of preaching. You
haven't been taking them all the way to glory.
Yeah, I haven't. You know what I mean?
Stop by on my way to glory. You haven't.
I've been kind of like, been subdued, and today I just let loose, man.
You just let loose.
I just let loose.
Jeff was walking on pews,
Man,
and
listen,
swinging his feet over the pulpit. And
I sweated like a Hebrew slave,
brother.
up there, Doc. I'm trying to tell you, I was sweating and carrying on, and
you got it in, man.
hey, ain't it funny how when you be real sweaty and then you go back to the meet the people?
Oh man,
you gonna get some of this sweat.
You gonna get some of this
anointed
sweat.
I'm I done walked all the way back to the back of this church.
I ain't got no blood store, but I got this sweat. You go get this. You want a hug for real? Okay. I hope your cleaning bill is ready for this, because it's about to get real. No, it was a great day. We had baptism Sunday again, third baptism.
Awesome.
I think the count was 11. I think. I mean, we've just been blessed. People have been coming to the Lord and joining the church, and I was up there in the pool so long I felt like Aquaman, bro. I felt like
hey,
Little Mermaid was about to jump in that joint.
Tell Mike, beat that. You baptized 11 people at one. That's lifting weights right there.
Listen,
Doc.
I'm on it. Yeah, if you want to work out. If you want to work out, come join this ministry, because I did like 11 reps today. And but it was a beautiful sight. Just really grateful, and it will wear you out. I repped the t-shirt today in preaching. I don't dress down a whole lot in church, but I repped this Inspiring Minds t-shirt. Okay. They created their own brand. They had an entrepreneurship program, and they let all the youth create their own brands and press their own t-shirts.
That's one of the best days of the year for me, and I didn't get to make it this year.
And it took all my money, and I was buying so much randomness at this summer market. Literally, I bought like this shirt, a pickle. It was a cucumber. It was a cucumber, some greens.
I spent all my money. I was just going down and just buying everything. Just buying everything.
And who wants to tell young people no? You can't. Especially when it's entrepreneurship.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who wants to tell? So I loved it. I represented Young and Elevated as the brand. Some of the brothers started this on the back. It says something, I forget what it says. Something about you. My goals are beyond your understanding. Wow. Which sounds like something a teenager would come up with and think sounds real deep until they get older and realize, yeah, I could have reworded that. But it was good. It's a good sentiment. So, Jeff, we need to do an update.
Let's do it.
We need to do an update on the hottest news story Pastor Tatum, Elder Carter, Reverend Robinson, Pastor Kidd. We got to do an update because last week we addressed the story of the missing young lady, Carly Russell. And, we didn't want to say a lot of their names. We did make some, Jeff made some jokes. I didn't joke about the situation. I was treating this with the gravity and the seriousness that it deserves. Jeff, on the other hand.
As my wife would say, lies and propaganda.
Lies and propaganda. Bishop, Mr. Clean White used to say lies and garbage. But so Carly was missing, and we got word shortly before the show that she was found. And so we were all waiting word on what happened to this 25-year-old young lady who reportedly discovered a toddler on the side of the road, got out, called 911, then called a family member, and then the family member heard screams, and then she was not seen again after that, just the wig and, some stuff left behind.
That wig gonna get you.
It's the wig.
That wig
Can get you.
It's the wig.
The wig can get you.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
Hey, one time Jeff said in the pulpit, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Hey, that was a dope sermon. I'm gonna have to bring that back. I'm gonna have to bring that back.
Yeah, you go ahead and try that out again. You want to say it's BBLable. Anyway, the young lady, the police all but said that this was just basically a hoax. And apparently the young lady has robbed a store or spa that she worked at and looked up online and looked. Rosetta said, pin it down.
Pastor Kidd, you ain't allowed to preach this one, Doc.
Rosetta, yeah, you can't use those jokes. There's just some things.
Pastor Kidd, don't cross the border, Doc.
I love you, Pastor, but there are just some things you can't preach about. Now, you see Elder Carter is already in it. She talks about glue and pinning it down. She has all the rights. All right? This is affirmative action at work. But anyway, so she had Googled, they searched her phone. And she had basically Googled, how to report yourself missing or is there a criminal penalty for fake kidnap? Just all kind of stuff. And the family's not talking. But at first, the mother was very defensive, my daughter was fighting for her life, da-da-da-da. But I saw the pictures of the dad, and I wish we had a picture to put up. Because he looked like, he was sitting back like he knew from the start, and I'm not getting in this mess with y'all.
Right.
But she might be charged for false reports. And because this was, they were out looking for a toddler. She had been thrown. Now this is where it gets funny, Jeff. I don't know if you heard this detail. She claimed that she was put in the back of a truck. All right. Are we good? All right. She claims that they didn't touch her or sexually assault her, but she said they may have taken pictures of her. And I'm thinking to myself, so basically you sent some news to somebody, and just in case they show up,
oh my God.
Oh my goodness, Tatum said the day I lost my edges. Okay, this is...
We can't get past the wig.
And listen, the only reason we can joke is because she's safe. And I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people say pray for her. She might have mental struggles and all that stuff. I'm gonna balk at that. And I don't want to get into a mental health discussion now, but I will say, I don't think you can blame everything on mental health. Sometimes people do really, really foolish things and let the rabbit hole get deeper and deeper.
You cannot claim mental health when she Googled and looked up everything she was about to do.
This was like a 3-4
She knew the
week
ramifications.
plan.
She already had it planned. It was wrong. She messed up.
Yeah.
And I feel like
we wasted some good prayers on this chick. That's all I know. All I'm gonna say is that there was some heartfelt intercession
what's the runner that then came back and she's winning everything?
Oh, Shai Curry, Richardson, Sha'Carri.
Yeah,
I phonetically, I just say all the letters that's in the name.
Shai Curry.
That's Shai Curry. That's all. Sha'Carri. I was taught to sound it out. Okay.
Then you go to Champion. What school did you go to?
Southington.
Yeah, Southington.
And I was taught to sound it out.
Same thing, Champion.
We didn't have Sha'Carris in Southington. We had Bethany's and Jessicas and
Karens. A whole lot of Karens.
Couple of them.
But Sha'Carri. When she got done.
Yeah, and let's talk. Okay, and by the way, speaking of wigs, okay, Sha'Carri taking her wig off. The Jake's daughter taking her wig off. Carly leaving her wigs behind.
These wigs.
Yeah, I think the wigs are the problem.
The wig is a problem.
Ladies, the wigs are the problem.
Y'all better start wigging out.
Listen, it's wiggity whack.
I wigged that you would stop doing all this stuff.
Right. You need to get wigged. Okay.
Oh my.
So the common thread is the wig, is all I'm saying. It's the common thread. Pastor Osborne said, I'm a counselor, and that wasn't a mental health issue. That was stupidity and poor judgment. And I'm telling you, we've seen it. And sometimes we feel like we only see it in shows, but in like TV shows. But you really can start to take a lie and a plot and just go all the way wrong with it. And
yeah. And it gets to the point where you got to lie about the lie that you lied about.
And can't remember the lie.
You can't get back. Sometimes you in so deep. You know what I mean? You just go with it, and whatever comes out, comes out.
And now I will have sympathy and prayer for her now, because she has brought upon herself.
Oh yeah.
She has brought upon herself. Elder Carter said, I'm wearing mine. I paid too much. This was not a purchase. This was an investment. This was an investment in my future and my ministry. She said, Elder Carter said, there's some donations came because of this wig.
Absolutely.
Action wouldn't be here.
Hey.
But she has brought on herself.
Yeah.
What might bring her stress and trauma, because, man, once you become like an internet meme, and once you become that kind of figure, I mean, what hope is there?
I mean, who's going to want to? Well, somebody gonna want to date some of these dudes.
Listen.
They don't care.
She is a good-looking young lady, actually. I mean, I don't know, it might have been makeup and filters. You never know with the internet, but so I don't doubt for 1 second. I was gonna say she would, but yeah, I don't doubt for 1 second. If you've seen some of the people these guys run after,
man, listen,
a little kidnapping fake, that little fake kidnapping.
Hey, let's replay that tonight.
Right.
Let's rerun that.
Yeah, not Glenn getting on it, y'all. But I'm glad she's safe. I'm sorry that she's gonna
she's gonna be on a meme.
She should be.
She should be.
I'm sorry that this happened. And I'll tell you what, there were some jokes out there, but it was mostly compassionate, which is funny because we totally went in on the billionaires who died in the sub.
Yeah, true.
And we were like super serious about old girl getting kidnapped. But there are some serious ramifications. Number one, you've wasted a lot of black prayers. I mean, we had grandmas and people we could have been praying for. And old girl wasted a lot of good prayers. And old deacons was down there trying to, holler her name out, call on Jesus for her. You know what I'm saying? Should have been fasting and praying, sackcloth and ashes. But secondly, and more seriously, we all, Carly Smollett, they should do a versus. But secondly, let's be clear. Black women already are not taken seriously.
Absolutely.
When it comes to black women that come missing, black women that have been attacked, assaulted, abused, trafficked. And so this should not, but I just think it will affect in some ways. It shouldn't, but it'll affect in some ways the kind of seriousness, especially because, if you get kidnapped or if or something happens, it is always a wild story.
Oh, it is.
It's always a wild story. So unfortunately, somebody else's wild story may not be believed.
And that is my hope that, this is not the girl that cried wolf and that everybody else does not. And I mean, these things do happen every day. I mean, all you got to do is look at a Walmart wall You'll see that somebody is taken on a daily basis. Somebody is kidnapped. Somebody is hijacked. Somebody, so it does happen, but it just didn't happen to her.
Mark says she hit a wall and made a decision, and I'm glad her decision was. And let's be clear, a lot of decisions like that can be life ending. Every day you're seeing people make decisions, young adults of all colors, genders, whatever. And we forget that these really are, because you can't control all the variables of what might happen. For instance, just her jumping out the car could have ended her life on a freeway. Going missing wherever she was and whoever she was with, if she was with anyone, could have gone another way. If someone doesn't have your best interest at heart and they know that nobody knows where you are.
Right.
They know that you've manufactured a situation. Well, that's license, unfortunately, to, get away with something. Mm-hmm. So, I think that's a sad story, but the reason we can put a little levity behind it is because obviously it has worked out, at least for her well-being.
She gonna have to pay some money though.
I hope she does.
Yeah, she gonna have some.
There's some search crews out there,
absolutely,
and all that
she
kind of stuff.
Pay for all that.
So it's gonna be what it is. But blessings to you and your family and whatever. And and
if things get any better for you, just come down to Pastor Todd's church. He'll baptize.
I'll baptize you in a dry pool.
In a dry pool.
Baptize you in a dry pool and say, "Major look." All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for that good old meme of the week.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
Welcome to Religiously Incorrect, ladies and gentlemen.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
Thank you. Send us your memes of the week.
Meme of the week. Meme of the week.
We are. These are all jokes. We are just playing.
So, I am jealous a little bit.
Okay.
Because this show has only been on so long. Mm-hmm. But the wealth of good church videos go back so much further.
They've been around. They've been around.
And this was one of the early ones. You'll tell by the quality. This is one of the early ones of the church internet age. Because, there's the internet age, there's memes, there's jokes, there's stuff. And then the church got in on it. Yeah. You started seeing wild church stuff. There was the cross falling on somebody like a drummer during praise and worship. There was one of a Jesus falling off of a cross at an Easter play, things like that. And then, Big Mike, there is this.
We can claim the rights that God gave you and me. We can live above all principality. As we move with God, His power lies within, giving us the strength to conquer and to win. We've got all the enablements His love and grace provide. Now we put that truth within our hearts and walk with all God's might. The renewed mind is the key to the Christ in me. The renewed mind is the key to the Christ in me. The renewed mind is the key to the Christ in me. We know that the renewed mind is the key to the power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo.
Pastor Kid wins. Pastor Kid wins with his comment. He said, "This is whiter than me." What in the broke down Backstreet Boy NSYNC reject?
That is the Justin Bieber, whatever his name is.
Justin Bieber.
Wannabe.
He was the one white guy on Soul Train. Remember they used to have like one white person on Soul Train. And the other day, but I mean, he had it down. I mean, he was hitting all. He said
he hit the moonwalk.
Janet said this video goes right with Oceans. Callion said it's a bop. Who you been hanging with, Cal? You been hanging with them kids again? Cal, you been hanging with them teens again? Talking about it's a bop.
He done his thing, man.
What the kids like to say? It's giving Justin Timberlake. I mean, I remember seeing that video for the first time. And there were so many things there. The keyboard players in the back. Okay, play it again with live commentary. Yes. What song is that?
I don't know.
It's like a late 90s, early. It's like a Destiny's Child song. Okay, we're ready. Live commentary. I wish I had like a teleprompter with like a guitar, like John Madden. All right. He's got. Okay, here's the first thing I've noticed. The lady on the right is plainly out of. She's really off of it because she's at least 65.
No, that is Janice and the other girl from Three's Company.
Suzanne Summer.
It's the Three's Company.
Doesn't he look like that one killer from Psycho or something? American Psycho.
Man,
that is American Psycho.
That brother watched John Travolta way too much.
Way too much.
Look, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. And he's walking.
That's another dance. It's a kid dance. The kids will be able to tell you what that dance is.
He was sea walking.
And he went right
to Michael. He does have He did some Michael. He did a little bit of Smooth Criminal.
What? He did the Temptations, Mike. He done them all.
He did.
He did Breaking. He was Ozone and
Tube.
He was Ozone
Breaking Two, Electric Boogaloo.
He was Ozone and Turbo all at once. My God in heaven, great God of glory.
Listen, and I don't understand. And this is life of me. And you said the black church is theatrical. What was that? Man. And who sat there and listened to it?
Somebody did. They probably loved it.
They probably did an altar call afterwards.
They uploaded it to YouTube, so somebody thought it was hot.
They uploaded it, and I wonder what the rehearsals were like. Bobby Clown, being Bobby Clown. Wiggy Houston, Bobby Brown. Oh man, if another ice dropped the faux rap, it's like Christian Bale and Jim Carrey. I mean, and that one is a classic. That's why it irritates Pastor Tatum and Sister Janice so much. But it's good. You don't get that anywhere.
I would love to see Jim Carrey do that.
He could do it. He could do it. But if they're not moonwalking in your church, is it really a church?
It ain't.
No.
You got to be able to moonwalk.
If you can't walk on pews, you can at least moonwalk.
Hey, get it.
What's up? Was that really a moonwalk though? I mean, what?
Nah, it was more like a Mars walk.
Yeah, it was.
It was more like a.
I don't know what it was.
It was more like a Mars walk, a moon pie walk. It wasn't a moonwalk. But he thought he was doing something. I mean, he had a little pop lock going on.
He did. I mean, I ain't mad at him. He was trying.
I wish we could do like a Where Are They Now? Well, the old lady's dead. I mean, she's gone. Because she looked painfully out of place. The blonde lady at least looked like she's supposed to be there.
Right.
The older lady looked like she should be running the knitting ministry.
He's in one of the I can't think of the name of the movies. Where they in college stepping.
He's
in one of those movies.
He's probably in rehab right now, trying to recover. But no, I mean, keep them coming because, Christmas time. And by the way, churches like these are doing like their Christmas production plays and rehearsals right now.
Yeah,
they are. They're doing it like right now because they be so intricate. They're ready. Choreography, all that stuff. But shout out to whoever you people are. I'd love to know who you are. I'd love to know what you're doing. Reach out to us. We love to have you as guests. Brother, you can come Mars Walk on our show.
Please do.
Right on this table.
Please do.
You can come Mars Walk.
I'll send you a plane ticket to come
That's
do
it.
that.
Well, Religiously Incorrect is brought to you by the Phillips Family Care of Businesses, and that includes Phillip Care Lawn Services in business for over a decade. And that is true because we have been out of school for over 2 decades, Mr. Fernando Phillips and I. So that just goes to show you that he's been serving the community for years. Give him a call at 330-219-7916. Lawn care starting at $30, and just about anything having to do with outdoor work, they can get it done. While you're at it, check out Phillips Care Cleaning Service. I actually need to call them. Took a little water in my basement, a little seepage, but I know who can handle it. And that's Phillips Care Cleaning Service. Come in and clean those carpets, freshen up, take care of some things, and they can do the same for you. Look up Phillips Care LLC on Facebook. Make sure you give them a call, 219-7916. You won't be disappointed. And Jeff, we are also sponsored by
Acme Action, Alliance for Congregational Transformation, influencing our neighborhoods, guided by our faith traditions, shared values, and multicultural collaboration. We strive to develop a community of diverse leaders committed to raising awareness and seeking solutions to overcome poverty, racism, and social justice. We just want to inform you and keep you informed that we will be having our annual golf outing this September 11th, 9/11. We'll have our golf outing, and you can join. You can come and be a part of it. You can sponsor a team. It is $300 per team. And if you want to become part or want to get a team together and come out and golf, please call me, 330-766-8476. Action. Come check us out.
Man, you put your whole phone number out publicly.
My phone number, it's been the same forever, Doc.
I'm about to hack all your stuff.
It's on my action cards, bro.
It's on your action
everybody
cards?
got it. Yeah. It's not no. Hey, ain't nobody gonna call me.
I'm doing all kind of spam calls. I'm calling you.
Call me, Doc. Call me.
Man, I need to speak to Mr. Butts.
Jeff Butts.
Seymour Butts.
This is Jeff Butts.
No, Seymour Butts. Come on, man. Have you ever been 11 before?
I know what you're talking about.
All right, y'all.
Mr. Ben Dover.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I need to speak to Mr. Dover. Mr. Freely. Mr. IP Freely.
I didn't know that one.
I was 11 once.
You still watch Beavis and Buddy.
South Park. So actually, tonight's show is called The Summertime Blues.
Summertime.
I was thinking more of the 50s, 60s, ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Summertime blues. Yes. And you know who's having the summertime blues? Churches. Pastors. Deacon boards. Finance committees.
You come out. You get to church, because we generally miss Sunday school. Y'all know what
Jeff misses Sunday school.
Don't, boy. I went to church with you. I was your assistant pastor for 4 years. You ain't make one Sunday school. You ain't make one Sunday school.
I have important things to attend to.
Talking about, I had to get them kids ready. I start using it now.
He was like, I had to get Pastor's kids ready too. But you pull up,
and it's just
the parking lot's light.
It's light.
Yeah,
it's light.
You walk into church.
You can park anywhere you want.
You can park anywhere you want.
Yeah, you don't even need the handicap.
Everybody's handicapped. Everybody's handicapped in the summertime. You park and pull up, and parking lot's light.
Yeah.
You go inside the church, pews are light. Mm-hmm. The worst part of all, you collect them baskets,
and the offering
is light.
Come on,
featherweight.
From out the back.
we didn't went from the heavyweight to the featherweight. But no, summertime is the time where people unplug from a lot of things, and church is traditionally one of them.
Absolutely.
And it used to be, this was more of like a mainline traditional church problem. And my holiness friends, my Pentecostal friends, they were going to be in church no matter what.
Regardless.
Because we know the line. Mm-hmm. If you believe in holiness, we know the line. You're not going to go out there and enjoy the sun in the summertime in the heat. You're not going to go out there and enjoy the heat. Because hell is a lot hotter.
It was a lot hotter.
And if you want to enjoy the heat, well, just go on ahead and take yourself to hell then, and you'll have all the heat you want. But no,
there are no exit signs.
Ain't no air conditioners in hell. Ain't no roller coasters in hell. But it's really hit everybody because church attendance overall has become a more casual affair. It's just a cultural thing.
It is, but the problem is, and you talked about it, because back in the day, people would call the pastor and tell the pastor, I'm going to be out of town. I'm gonna stop by the church and drop off my tithes before I go, because I want to make sure my tithes get taken care of before I go. And they'd at least leave the tithes there.
Some of them,
they
would. But now they just go ghost on us. And the worst part about it is, I didn't want to
try to make it up the next 2 weeks.
Since you started the money part, let's talk about that. Because what's bad is to know that, it is not bad. I'm just joking, y'all. So don't send me any inboxes or, messages.
They already sending them.
Yeah, they are. Dear Pastor Todd. Man, then you see they took like the most expensive, extravagant vacation ever, and you realize that not only did they not send their tithes, but when they get back, they probably ain't gonna be tithing either.
They went on a Disney cruise.
Man, you went to Disney Pluto. You went to Antarctica Disney in a Bentley plane.
You just wonder how much that cost,
brother.
You went on a cruise with all your family,
right? You on the Steve Harvey Celebrity Cruise. So now people are just more casual in general, and they are super casual in the summertime.
Oh yeah,
there's so much going on. It's festivals, amusement parks, kids' sports are on Sunday.
Yeah.
Most of your kids' sports are on Sunday. The Carters at Jazz in the Park when she should be at the altar. Knowing good and well that mug didn't start till 3:00. She's like, I can't change outfits twice. I only got one good wig for this Sunday. I'm not wasting my wig in church. I did it for Jazz in the Park. But there's so many activities. Yeah. And let's be clear, some of this is like a reflection of our socioeconomic status, and I don't mean to just use big words, but I mean that, and how life for church folk has opened up so much beyond church.
Absolutely.
Okay, a lot of people couldn't do vacations back in the day. They were just going down south to the family reunion. Right. And you know where they would end up at? Somebody else's church.
At church?
They would end up at somebody else's church because they got to have family day.
And I don't know why you talking about somebody else, because I told you plenty of times about going to church on vacation. Todd go to church on all his vacations.
I found a church on a cruise ship.
I was like, what is this dude? Todd, we be like Todd on vacation. And the next thing you know, he be on Facebook showing you at church. I'm like, dude.
I found a carnivotarian service. It's way in the bottom. It's way in the bottom. They got a little chapel down there. The mothers that got dragged on the trip that didn't really want to be there.
Bikinis with crosses on them.
Holy keenies. So now we have more access to disposable income, jobs are giving more vacation time and things like that. And people are taking advantage of it.
Absolutely.
And on the other hand, I honestly believe that it's not just a matter of our economic status, but it's also our shifting family values. And I'll say for the positive.
Absolutely.
And this is not to bash going on vacation and missing church, because you know what? One of my key values when it comes to faith and church life is exercising balance with your family.
Absolutely.
When you see me missing some Sundays, now there are many times when I am out preaching. But honestly, even if I'm preaching, it's still time away.
Absolutely.
Because it's not the exact same stress of having to run the church. You're just the guest, and that's a little bit of an easier assignment than Sunday. But also, we often tie in getaway time before and after, beside vacation time for our family, because my father raised me to have balance. And we were very committed to the church. We were pew babies, no doubt about it. But we were also vacation families. And if that meant going down south to see family, going to New York, going to Washington, D.C., going to Disneyland when I was little, amusement parks, we have always needed balance, but we didn't always have balance.
Right.
And now people are taking the liberties now because they were so locked down before.
Right.
And you know who's taking the most vacations and time off from church? People who never got a break from church when they were growing up.
Absolutely.
And I'm hearing even from pastors and bishops and people I respect saying to me, as a young pastor, don't do what I did.
I hear it all the time.
Don't do it. And I'm glad they're saying it
all the time. Absolutely.
Now, what some of them might need to do is go to their pulpits, apologize to their churches, apologize to their children, as publicly as they put their families in front of everybody, 24/7.
I just saw somebody do that the other day.
I'm glad.
I just saw somebody on a video I watched, and somebody apologized to their family for not taking the time that they spent with them and, putting the church before everything.
Everything.
Listen, that church is not going anywhere. It will be there next Sunday when you get back.
I know stories of pastors that have left vacation to go do funerals, to go visit families. I mean, literally leave their family on vacation or cut their vacation short. Now, I'm not saying that it's totally inappropriate, because there might be some very traumatic situations that in any circumstance, it would cut a trip, short or something. But there have been many times where they've just cut it. But we're talking, about members, even just families, just church going people, faithful, people, but to a fault. And as I often say on this show, we tend to go from one extreme to another extreme.
Right.
And earlier the extreme was, you can't miss church at all. Got to be in the house of God. Got to put God first. God deserves your time. And there's no doubt that that's true. But it would often translate into being in a physical building, being in the church, not allowing your children to miss anything. And I want to say something real clear. And I know some folk might get upset, but going to a church convention is not a vacation. It's a great experience, and it might be a form of getting away, enjoying life, just like a vacation. Mm-hmm. And it might be a form, but you still need that. I'm just at the park.
Right.
I'm at the Grand Canyon.
Right.
I went down to the family farm down south or whatever, and I went to the beach.
And if you're actually going to do these church conventions the way the church convention is actually supposed to be done, you're not going to have time to do that.
Oh, please.
They
keep you from morning, noon, and night.
And now every convention I done went to lately has started off with this 5 o'clock in the morning prayer. I'm like, what are y'all doing? What? I mean,
I'll be praying in my sleep.
I love to pray.
I pray on my way to sleep so I don't have to get up and do it. That's what I do. I say, listen, I went to sleep speaking in tongues so I wouldn't have to get up at 6 o'clock.
And
I'm way ahead of you. I'm way ahead of you, Doc.
It be packed in the 5 o'clock in the morning prayer. And I'm like, y'all is way holier than I am.
They ain't holier. They was only up because they was into some mess. They never went to sleep. Now they trying to pray off their mess. Yeah, they do keep you. And you know what they do? We're not here to talk about church conventions, but since you treat it like a vacation, you know what they do now? Now because of food trucks. They be like, you don't even have to leave the property. You can just go out in the parking lot. And I'm like, no, I'm leaving, Doc. I'm out. Don't nobody want that sloppy Joe on the back of a pickup truck. But that's true. I mean, these conventions, morning, noon, and night, you barely get lunch, and you got morning classes.
Then what they try to do after it's all over, you and a couple other pastors try to go somewhere. You got to find some place at 11 o'clock at
Waffle
night.
House.
Only to go there and find a place, eat, and you want to hurry up and eat because you got to go home to go back to sleep to get back up in the morning and start it all over again. So
conventions are not a vacation. But have we gotten too far with it where because church has already become such a casual thing, it is, that's what I'm talking about, Pastor Tatum. She says, when I'm on vacation, it means I vacate the saints too. Listen,
I love you right now. I love you right now.
Hey, Saints,
absolutely.
Y'all about to be vacated real soon. Just telling you. Vacation means vacating the saints. I'm glad you said that because I still struggle to unplug.
I don't at all. I'm sorry.
That is true.
I don't. When about a week before I go on vacation,
he's already done. As soon as he says, "May the Lord watch," the week before,
because my pastoral license does not go overseas. I'm just
bro. He said this is not an international license. And Jeff be leaving when he's about to go on vacation and he's finishing up his prayer for the final benediction. He's like, "And y'all better not die either. You better not die this week."
Listen. That's what we got assistants and all that stuff for.
That's correct. But thank God for a more robust mentality around the value of family outside of simply attending a church service. But church doesn't take a break in the summer, which brings me to my next point. Should it?
Well, you know what? And I know you've done it, and I definitely used to do it. We would take a break, at least Bible study.
I am on a Bible study break right now.
Bible study, all
y'all saints is ignorant in the summer. Y'all know nothing in the summertime. Everybody's just ignorant. Pastor ain't teaching. Just believe what you want to. I don't care. No, I take a July and August break from Bible study.
Right.
But some churches respond to the summer slump, as we call it, by pulling back, not just the Wednesdays. Wednesdays are already gone, but they pare down the service and say, okay, we're only going to do an hour.
Yeah.
We're not going to have a choir for the summer. Just a lot of things stripped down.
Right.
And do you think that's a right response? Or are we following the culture? Are we capitulating? Are we following the school schedule? Because
Well, I don't think it's really capitulating, and I don't think it's following the. I think that honestly, if you're going to have, and it depends. Once again, what size church you got. If you have a smaller family church and the Johnsons ain't going to be there, and the Johnsons is your whole choir,
you've got no choir.
You don't got no choir.
Yeah.
So you gotta, you have to be, cautious. It's a cautionary tale of, what your church. Now, if you have this 200,000 people church and 50,000 is gone, go ahead and keep your choir because you're still good.
Yeah,
you're good.
But sometimes those are the ones that do take the breaks
Yeah.
and implement like the summer series and all of that. Scott said Sunday service 52 weeks a year. Everything else is negotiable. That's a popular sentiment. And I do believe full-heartedly in Sunday service. I can't see myself I could see myself taking some, and it's ironic because I've been watching, I actually looked at the time. I actually looked at the timestamps on our last few services, and they have really crept up. They've really crept up. And we'd been intentional. We were like hour and 35 minutes. We were like really intentional. And it's crept up to like an hour and 50. And some of these special days has gotten ridiculous because of special days, which is tough because summertime is convention time and often like special days times like Family and Friends Day.
Right.
And we have an annual youth day and all that. So then that just adds more. And so whatever pulling back you thought you was going to do, you ain't doing because you're doing all this extra. Pastor Bowie said he pulls back on his Bible study some in the summer, but he takes the whole month of December with no Bible study. Yeah. Now I cut about the middle of December and come back about the middle of January because holidays and just a break. Give yourself some change over time. But that's a good point. So do you know of any churches that have successfully done like shorter summer services or I mean, maybe some of you who are watching know of any models where you attended a church and in the summertime it was like this?
I don't know of any, and I would like to know.
I've watched them go down to one service if they have multiple services.
No, I've seen that, but I would like to know if you do cut back, and that cutback is successful. Do you go back to what wasn't? Well, it's not saying it wasn't successful, but if people really like this, do you find that I'm just going to go ahead and keep it like this? Obviously, everybody's church seems to be at least a little bit shorter now.
We've all done some of that from COVID.
Yeah,
we've kept it shorter, and we're seeing creep now. We are all seeing some creep back up, but the creep back up seems to be, from at least what I can see, more quality time because what we cut out was unnecessary stuff. Mm-hmm. So let's say the word creeps back up or worship creeps back up. Or, but it's not like announcements and it's not stuff. Keep religiously, listen, and you'll be fine. That's what I'm talking about. As long as we keep our schedule.
Sunday night service.
As long as Sunday night service is always in, everything is right with the world. But speaking of which, I mean, we grew up, Sunday night services were not canceled in the summer. Prayer meetings were not canceled in the summer.
They ain't had no air conditioner either. It was just hot.
No, you were just hot. You were just hot. And you had the nerve to open the windows and let more hot air in. Like, that's where the hot came from.
Pastor got on a wife beater.
Now, my funny was the dress shirts, the short sleeve dress shirts.
Oh, yeah. Or all white linen suits.
All white linen suits. And so I've seen services, people go down to one service. I've seen people like not have choir, have like praise team, or they would do like what they call, and it's probably more of our Caucasian friends and stuff. They have like special music or special guests and people. And I've thought about doing a little bit of that, like giving a break and saying maybe I can bring someone in to just lead worship for a day and give a break to our singers. Don't really know, even with the musicians, maybe do a stripped down Sunday or whatever. But I ain't paying y'all. I mean, I'm just telling you right now. I mean, if I don't,
if you don't play, you don't get paid.
Right. No, but we would though. But so there are things that we don't do, but it's not necessarily off the table.
Right.
But some things, like you said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If people are coming and they know that schedule is there and it's gonna flip back, right. Or when they get, their weeks together and their vacations together. But there's another side to that, Pastor Jeff, and that is that there are some people that are saying it, but the reality is different in their heart. And I know you can't judge the heart. I think you kind of can. Their heart, it's not legitimate. They really are just sitting at home, like vacation time, family time, quality time.
Oh, yeah.
And they're really not. It's just, this is a good time for me to unplug just because I can.
Right.
Now, here's where we get in trouble. Because we live in the age of self-care, because we live in the age of mental health and anxiety and things being more elevated in our consciousness. If you were to challenge a person who has slacked off and say, "Hey, you haven't really been faithful. I know the seasons have changed, but they'll pull that self-care card out on you quick." Oh yeah. But I'm not so sure it's always legitimate. And I know that sounds judgmental, but maybe it is.
I don't think it is judgmental. I think it's, because people are quick to tell you, I ain't feeling it right now. I was at Bedside Baptist.
Well, I'd rather you say that. I'd rather you just say, I just ain't coming right now, than say, I've been going, and it's just my self-care season, and, I just need to mentally unplug. Like, you don't, because there's probably other things you're engaging in that are as, if not more stressful.
Oh, yeah.
On top of that, Mark said I was kidding. Listen, if somebody uses that excuse, what can you say? What can you say? I was kidnapped. I got Carly.
Sorry, I didn't make it to church Sunday.
Deacon Smollett didn't make it to church. But
how was church Sunday? I was kidnapped last week.
They just dropped me off, Rev. They just dropped me off outside. Glory to God.
Oh my God.
They come into church talking about, but God. But God.
It was a baby in the street.
It was a baby in the street. And my pastor taught me to go and check on the children.
Suffer the little children.
Suffer the little children. So I suffered myself for the past 3 weeks. The entire month of July.
Man.
I mean, the dog ate my car keys. Yeah, everything happens. So what I'm saying is, if you're just not gonna come, that's fine. And this is seasonally agnostic. This isn't just summer.
Right.
Don't make up. Pastor, I couldn't find my good wig. This is getting better and better. Okay, the rest of the show is just your best excuses. Your best excuses for not being in church.
But you know what? Then there's another side to this, though. Because then there are those churches, especially, who try to put on events to, to maybe engage the people.
Yes.
Get more people to come out. Evangelical events.
Yeah, go
evangelism
out, evangelize,
events,
outreach, outdoor services.
Swimming pool parties.
Oh, yeah, popsicle church. We're going to pass out. We have Sundays on Sunday. They have like a Sunday bar outside, strawberry socials.
Absolutely.
And white people, y'all have all the good summer events.
They do. They really do.
Okay, because we have hot church picnics. We have hot church picnics. We're going to talk about church picnics in a minute. White people be having like strawberry socials.
Car shows.
There was one church in Warren, I kid you not, it's on East Market. They've had like an Elvis impersonator do worship. They had like a Beatles Sunday.
Movie nights. You literally...
You know what we have?
Rent a screen.
You know what we have? 7-day tent revivals in the world's worst neighborhood. I mean, in Murder Alley.
Church picnics, ain't nobody cut the grass. Ain't gonna have a picnic. The grass is higher than your kids.
No net on the hoop. We had the church picnic double dutching.
We the only church. We the only church we playing. We got the WAP. We doing a WAP. We doing a wobble.
I quit. Glenn said wig
sales.
Oh, goodness. I quit this show. This has been a good one. Y'all gonna leave these wigs alone. Bethel's bike, truck, car show. Look at Pastor Kid.
Yep.
Bike, truck, and car show. If we had that, we'd be going straight down under.
Well, all we got is the pastor doing a wobble.
Right.
You know, the electric slide.
So
go ahead, Pastor.
So I have done this. I've done this. I purposely this year, and I think a year before, maybe pandemic, on Memorial Day weekend, I purposely put. I got a bag full of wigs. We're gonna have to have a whole wig show. I purposely did our baby blessing on Memorial Day weekend because I knew attendance was gonna be painfully light, and it actually did help to. I can't stop.
They hold one tonight.
I can't stop. I can't finish the thought. I cannot finish a thought. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Hold that thought. Hold Pastor Kid's comment for a second. So what I was gonna say was I knew it was gonna be light. I signed. I did it, and it did bring more families in. But I was a little discouraged because some of the people that signed up didn't show up.
Right.
Part of me said, well, maybe they're not taking it seriously. And they just signed up because they saw something online and they didn't really think about what that was. The other part of me thinks to myself, they realized it was Memorial Day weekend. They was like, oh, no, never mind.
Never mind. Oh, yeah. I got that cookout. That cookout.
I got to season these ribs.
I got to make the ribs.
Yeah, I got to season these ribs. I got time to go to church. So I have done that. We've done the outdoor services, Worship Without Walls. This year, we're not going to do it, not because I don't like to do it, but because logistically, it's become so tough to do. I mean, it's harder than you think. It's easy for the people. It's easy for the people.
I'm sorry. I'm just not an outdoor church service person.
And you need the right kind of energy for it to work.
Energy.
No, if you have the right kind of energy, it can help.
Yes, it can help. But I mean, the right type of energy just make it harder on an already hot day.
That is true.
It just does.
True.
I'm just like, dude,
out there funky and
church
sweating.
Got air conditioning. Let's just go inside the church and have church. I don't know.
It's supposed to be a refuge. It's supposed to be a refuge, a safe space. So yeah, we've done more, but I've honestly realized that doing more does not necessarily gain you more. I think you just need to focus on having a healthy ministry all throughout. You definitely should take advantage of the nice weather. For outreach.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying you definitely should, but I think that outreach should not be gimmicky. We've had a really good time, and it's been good for the church. We would do what we call pull up and pray at least 2 or 3 times in the summer, where we just pick a few spots and we just meet up at a local park, and we just have prayer.
Right.
And we just fellowship down there, and it works out really well. A quick little message, literally like a 5-8 minute message, a little bit of testimony, and there's always people in the neighborhood of the park just walking up. You get a chance to engage some people. And so, the gimmicks, of course, there's VBS.
Oh, yeah.
And we just had VBS, and it was very successful, but boy, it wears us out. It wears a church.
It is VBS.
Out.
Ours is this week. It's just, I don't know.
Bless y'all. And by the way, speaking of VBS, it's a different kind of kid out there.
Man.
Coming to VBS.
Listen, unchurched altogether.
Uncivilized.
They will cuss you out in a minute.
Case in your car. They about to knock you out and take your teeth. I mean, it is some serious, and then drive off on a legal 4-wheeler.
My daddy beat you up.
Right. My mama said, I don't have to listen to you.
You don't want to say nothing because you don't know who they daddy is.
You probably could. I'm like, you're probably right, son. Pastor Kid asked, that's why I wanted to save this comment, do you have a Dunk to Pastor booth? I'm going to tell you why we don't. Beijing. If you don't know what Beijing is.
Hey, glory.
That is the augmented hair coloring that is very popular among preachers. Now, I am a proud, scraggly, I don't even know what to call this. It's not even a beard. It's just fuzz. And I've been told you need to fill that in. Or the hair dye, whatever. I'm not doing it. And if we ever did a Dunk to Pastor booth, it would be
Black.
It would be black very quickly.
It would be black
So
quickly.
and by the way, and if it's a female pastor, wigs.
Wigs.
So
Yeah, and if it ain't a wig, they definitely ain't getting wet.
if it ain't a wig, definitely.
Now you might get a couple of the dreads, you know.
Somebody actually asked me about
Locks.
baptisms, like, you know, why do they wear the things on the heads, you know, the 21st century soul glow? Absolutely. And you know, why do they wear that, you know, everything, you know, you go to our Caucasian friends church, they just put on I chose Jesus t-shirt or whatever,
right.
you know, I have decided, you know, and then they go get baptized in their jeans. Not here. Oh no. Mm-mm. Oh no. You know, and that's a real sacrifice.
Oh yeah, it's a whole problem. I mean,
For
it's a
male
whole
and
thing.
female.
And you got to understand, at a black church, it is a whole. You got to go to classes before you get baptized. You got to have dinner after you get baptized. You got to take pictures while you being baptized. It's all kind of stuff to go on.
Speaking of Soul Glow, Pastor Bowie, what was it like baptizing people in the Jerry curl days? What was it like?
I mean, they had those. Wait a minute, those
hairnet, those
what were
aqua.
They weren't aqua. They looked like aluminum foil.
The moon bags. The moon bags.
Yeah, the moon. Yes,
The moon bags?
Yes.
Crinkle.
Yes,
Yeah, the moon
yes,
bag.
sir. Yes,
What was it like? You know, when people had blowout, you know,
all them people
conks,
to blow out afros, they didn't get baptized.
they wasn't getting baptized. They would just float away anyway. I mean,
They baptized all of me but my
they
head.
get up, they go down, and all the water come up in their hair. And yeah, I was wondering, like, you know, it was greasy. It was
Greasy.
You know how there's an oil spill in the ocean.
The whole layer.
That's hilarious.
Wow.
I was just curious
That's
about
why
that.
half our baptism pools we got to redo now.
Correct.
We got to do half our because y'all Jerry
Y'all
girls from back
done
in the
broke
day.
down all the pipe systems.
That's the drain.
You know you're supposed to put oil down the drain. You know better than that. All that Crisco down there. Yeah, so you know, summertime has that loss of attendance that makes people pull back. Mm-hmm. Then you have that side that makes people like push forward and try to do more and more and more. Now, you know, people do like some of that, and we've gained, like, it's July. And some of these people did start earlier, but we had a very moving and wonderful and impactful baptism at Second in the middle of the summer. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and we already have another one planned, you know, within the 6 weeks or so. So it doesn't mean that the church is dead.
Right.
But going back to our earlier theme where you started with, it not only affects the pews, it also affects the purse.
Oh.
I said, left a ring around the pool. Speaking of baptism, while robes, underclothes, and camera angles, is this addressed in advance? Actually, yes. Yes, Scott, you know, we might as well just...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you can go to Second Baptist page right now, look at the first, 10 minutes or whatever it was, and we still do the full robes, hair coverings, the whole deal. They are very, and I'm grateful, very cognizant of modesty and just not wanting anyone to feel. Because it's not about like trying to cover. It's not wanting anyone to feel,
right.
Exposed to immodest. So they do a great job. Yeah.
I was actually trying to cut away when I was doing the video. Yeah.
So that we didn't catch any females normally. Yeah.
So catch it going down and coming up, but then getting out. I was trying to cut away, but
I got you.
Yeah, it didn't work out this week. Next time, definitely.
That's all right. Okay, but that's a good way of doing it. Maybe we could figure out like a logo we can just put over it or something, or like just go to. And it's funny we're sitting here brainstorming, but like literally just go to the baptism graphic in between, like an overlay. Like in between each person, and then you come back when we're actually ready to do it.
Or you can just show everything.
Just show everything. Jeff wants a baptism boob cam. Just having a wet t-shirt contest at the same time.
Crazy.
Wow.
So yeah. So what's the proper answer then?
For you talking about
do more or do less? Well, let's talk about people doing more and doing less.
I think for one, honestly, oftentimes I think when you have that lesser crowd, that lighter crowd, I think it becomes a more intimate type, where you can bring everybody closer. And all those people love their seats, so they're gonna sit where they want to sit anyway.
And they will be scattered.
Then they will be scattered, and
Right.
first of all, make the video look crazy,
Correct,
and things of that nature. But if you can somehow coerce everybody to, let's move up, let's become a family, let's get together. I think it becomes a more intimate, more fireside chat, and I think sometimes that's good. But as far as the money is concerned, I don't know if there's really anything you can do about it. I mean, I'm not to the point where I will ask somebody, I know you're going on vacation. I know y'all going on vacation. And I've seen pastors do it.
I say it in a general sense at the beginning of summer. Like in a generic, we know summertime's coming, and I encourage you, spend time with your families. I encourage you to find balance in your summer activities. But I would also like to encourage you to continue to be faithful in your giving. As much as possible, remember your commitment to God. Remember the commitment and needs of the church, and know that because often we do outreach and events and engagement with the community in the summertime, your gift is needed so much more because we have things that we really want to do to bless our community. And I think that resonates. It's about how you present it. Like you said,
I like that.
Going up to people and saying, I know you're going out of town, make sure you leave your offering. That kind of, that old school thing, or jumping on them when they get back. You got to make them weeks up, Doc. I hope that those days are over. Now, I think that there's a right way, honestly, and we talk as pastors. But something I've been saying to even some of our members and leaders, that the message about faithfulness, even when you need to be away or you've planned time away, it doesn't need to just come from the pastor.
Absolutely.
It needs to come from various leaders and members in the church. If you have a chance, just casual conversation with somebody, or if it's being spoken of, girl, I ain't gonna be in church for 3 whole weeks. And you say, yeah, I understand, but we make sure we still support our church and try our best. They're doing outreach. We're still doing the work. We're still doing the ministry when you're not there. Right. If you're not there, ministry is still going on. Absolutely. And not just ministry pay the pastor, ministry make me happy, but ministry in the way of you never know what soul is going to walk in here, what needs are going to arise, who is going to be in the midst of an emergency or a traumatic situation, and they will need the ministry of the church to be strong. Right. And
I think another thing that we can look at nowadays is that, almost every church nowadays has either a Cash App, a Givelify.
Yeah. I mean, whole I wasn't there, so I can't give.
Yeah, it doesn't. It should not be an excuse. But, you know what I mean? I don't know if churches just want to use. I don't know if they're scared of that or what it is.
I don't think they're scared of it. I think that some people are saying it more and reminding people you can give from wherever you are. Because, by the way, the people who go on vacation, they often do tune in. It might not be the whole service, but they might tune in and say, "Hey, I'm over here visiting my sister, but I'm here." And so, all right, well, you here, hit that link right quick, say amen to the pastor, and then go on ahead and hit that Cash App. And as Sister Carter said, don't forget your tithes. And I'm glad you put both phrases, because I love it when people say to me, "Pastor, I won't be here, but I'm sending my dues in." I love it. It cracks me up. I'm like, y'all couldn't be more Baptist and tell me you're gonna send your dues in.
Send your dues, got your dues.
It's not dues, I don't consider it dues, but they just love using that word. I'm sending my dues in.
That's funny.
Don't take me off the roll, But yeah, so I mean, I think that there's not much you can do except for, and I try to be good for this. Mike or somebody would have to tell me how it comes off. I try to be. First of all, just bring it to the forefront. Just speak about it. Like, I know we've even had to do that about, here's the other part about summertime blues we didn't talk about. Clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Clothes. Mm-hmm. Some churches have dressed down. Now, that'll be clear. To be clear, before I even say the word dress down, let me be clear. Most of church now is one big dress down. Mm-hmm. A lot of churches, not all, but a lot of churches are just all over the map. Mm-hmm. Churches like ours, we have everything. We got everything from, Mike wearing Carl Kanai in cross colors, and
to Mike's mama wearing $5
grand. To Mother Marsh wearing a Christian St. John, them good knits. You
I just like to be comfortable.
He is
man.
comfortable, but
I'm
everybody
moving
is.
around, but I just like to be comfortable.
Right, but everybody
that,
is.
man.
And that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And that's been, I think, a help to the church.
Oh, I think it's a
That
huge
there is
help.
not as much, that I don't even really have to say dress down Sunday anymore. If anything, I might say it's a t-shirt, as in wear your church t-shirt Sunday.
Yeah.
But dress down is just a norm for whomever it is comfortable for. But when it comes to a Mother Marsh, she has to be told it's dress down Sunday. Because if she's not told it's dress down Sunday,
and some people still ain't gonna dress down,
some
even
people
on the
will
dress
not.
down Sunday.
She gonna still dress.
yeah, she's going to still dress.
It's
She's going to have that
okay.
satin skirt on
It's
with,
okay.
with the t-shirt.
That's just her.
But that's her. And that's beautiful because I've said, come as you are.
I love that.
Yes, I see
Dress
it.
down,
Come as
not
you
dress
are
less.
has to mean more than just dress low or, or casual. It means dress to your comfort. And if traditional, and I hate to use the word traditional, but if it is your preference and it has been your custom and it's become your way of honor to yourself, and quite frankly, people feel good about dressing up and want to dress up.
absolutely.
If that's your coming as you are, then we got to accept that just as much as we say the jeans are cool too. Right. We cannot turn that into an attack dress up people thing. And I feel like we have. But to Pastor Tatum's point, put that back up. They say in New York, we say dress down, not dress less.
That's it.
And every once in a while, we do have to remind people.
It's still church, y'all.
We're still church.
It's still holy. We still holy up here.
And your definition of
and your definition of holy, is not like these
A
jeans
whole lot
I
of
got on
holes.
right now.
but people have pushed the envelope with that. And I remember, I must have been at Agape, or maybe a year or two in a second. I mean, I felt compelled to just give a little clarity. To say, hey, and it's stuff that's so funny how times change. Now I'm not even sure it would be appropriate to be like, we don't really do spaghetti straps. We don't do short shorts. We don't do, for a while it was leggings. Leggings was getting a little, and we don't do midriffs. And first of all, it feels like you're picking on females all the time. But the guys too, sometimes they do the tank tops and stuff.
Man, that was those tight jeans.
Them tight-
They need
listen.
to stop all that.
Yeah. Them. I don't even want to call them.
stop.
What do you call them? Buckeye busters. But it is necessary because I do believe, and I'll be unpopular here, because it's funny because it's religiously incorrect now, and it used to be religiously correct, but now it's religiously incorrect to say I still believe in modesty.
Absolutely.
I still believe in modesty.
I said, good card player never shows his whole hand.
Don't show your whole
It's
hand.
just real simple.
I'm saying.
But
just made that
and
up.
I mean,
love
like you said though, people will tell you in a minute, come as you are. Well, I mean,
Slow down, Captain.
Yeah,
and
that's a little
if
too
again,
much.
if it's all, I get it. If you walked in here, that's
first
what
day.
you have.
yeah.
That's what you have. That's who you are.
I mean, but if you've been coming here
But-
for the last 2 months, and go to Dress to Succeed. Rosetta Carter will get you right. She'll get you a nice little.
I put that more on the saints of our church who really do. I wouldn't even put a month or a couple months on that, to be honest. And I do preach to our church that people really will come as they are until relationship is established. It can't just be, and I don't think that happens in a month, to be honest, unless somebody's really open to someone. But it can't just be, okay, you came for a month, you should do better. And I'm not saying you're saying that.
Oh, no,
I know
I'm
you're
not
not.
saying, yeah.
But I would say that once relationship has taken place and there has been an opportunity to engage, which, by the way, is on the church side, it's the church's obligation to build that relationship. Glenn said he dressed down. He said he dressed down today. He wore an old suit. I love it. And Mother Marsh, thank you for watching. You become the star of the show. Everybody agrees with you tonight. Everybody agrees with you. And I agree, Sister Cynthia, people need to still be decent. You're going to the church and not the beach.
Absolutely.
And there is a time and place for everything.
Right.
And that's my thing about having a grace-focused approach to church, is that we're not supposed to exploit it in any way, shape, or form. So if we're being gracious about clothes, that does not mean you push it to the limits.
And then I also
just
have to
because you
say
can.
that there are some, and let's just be honest, there are some ladies whose bodies are
Brother,
just.
you should not. Just don't do it.
But no, I mean, I'm saying, but some ladies just have bodies that,
They can't help
regardless of what they wear, it's going to, you know what I mean? And I don't think, in those cases,
the church suit shows it too.
Right. I don't think in those cases, we can't just throw the dog in with the dishwater, or however they say it. You know what I'm saying?
Dog in the dishwater. The baby with the bathwater.
The baby with the bathwater.
You put the dog in the dishwater. I'm telling on you at the next council meeting to
the dog lady.
To the dog lady. She's going to talk about you.
Be canceled.
You're canceled.
But honestly, though, when was the last time you seen somebody come to church dressed inappropriately? I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen that.
I think we stopped looking for it.
Yeah.
I think it happens. Okay, here's the reason why.
That's true.
Can I tell you why we've stopped seeing people dressing appropriately? Because all the young people who used to do it wear hoodies all the time now. They literally wear hoodies and sweaters to church all the time. All the young teenage, girls and stuff. A lot of them they in that hot season. I don't know what they in. I don't know if they in some kind of hell fad or something, because our kids
hell fad
walking around. I don't know what kind of hell fad this is going on.
85 degrees. They got a hoodie
85 degrees.
Right.
My boy.
That's the new style for
My
some
boy went
reason.
to
I
see
don't
the
know where it came
point
from.
with a black hoodie on. I'm like, dude, you about to have a whole heat stroke on the Magnum. Like, what is going on? But there still does have to be reverence. Oh, okay, Sonya then called it out. Call it out, Rev. Call it out, Sister Carter. Sonya Carter, preachers need to stop wearing them pimp suits. They only want me for my pimp suit. Listen, you all the way there. Look like you going to the Players Ball. Bishop Don Juan.
Listen, I ain't saying nothing about these preachers. Let them wear what they rocking it.
Scott asked a great question. I think it's pertinent. Are we so desensitized we no longer notice? I think we do. I think we are. I used to notice more. Now, here's what helps. Here's what helps the Second, to be honest. Second is a long church. Mm-hmm. And Shamika literally made this joke about Second. And we actually had this problem in Agape too. But because Second is twice as long as Agape, it's a totally different. One time, we had been there for like 3 or 4, maybe about a year. And she had the baby. I think Ethan was still young. And he was like a toddler. Yeah, 8 years ago, he'd be a baby. And Shamika was like, I sat in the back of the church this Sunday, and it's like a whole nother world. She's like, the Lion King, when the Simba's like, what's over there? He's like, no, that's the elephant graveyard. We don't go over there, But she was like, it's a whole nother world. There's like just a whole nother segment of people that I never saw always being in front, always being in. And I think that a lot of the people at Second that are our visitors and our young people, they always gravitate towards the back a lot. It is somewhat dark, so I don't see it. And when I say dark, I just mean my eyesight just can't get all the way back there. The bright lights are on us. But I think it still happens somewhat. But Mike might have a good point. You're not seeing as many people, and maybe even fashion has just changed. But you're not seeing as many people like what we used to call like inappropriate clothes. Right. Some skirts are too short, Elder Carter. You're correct.
Well, one of the things that helps at Progressive is that, honestly, I have mostly all Mother Marshes there.
You have older
and
people.
That's just easier. You know what I mean? You don't got to.
Right. You don't have to worry about it.
And they all come in dressed appropriately.
And that's the thing. You have to wrestle with what does it mean to really be open to everyone, and you create this ministry that does attract, and you become the pastor or the ministry that is for everybody. Okay, well, that's gonna mean something.
It's gonna
you
come.
have to swallow some stuff, and your
mother's got to go back to putting hankies over.
Right. Scott said it's dark at white churches for different reasons, and I want to know that reason.
I want to know too.
I want to know that reason. But Pastor Tatum, in the meantime, while Scott is answering us, and we're getting ready to sign off, she said, and the brothers need to be brothers wearing those tight suits that don't fit and expose everything. And you are correct. You are correct. But summertime is that time when you usually see, and it's always females that's picked on. And I'm not saying picked on because it is what it is.
And I'm sorry, it's just me. But as a pastor, I've tried to wear a pair of tennis shoes in a pulpit. It does not work well with my preaching. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
I can't shout on them.
Right, you can't shout them, so I don't do it.
I've preached in tennis shoes before, and it feels weird. And I know cats be preaching in suits with Air Force Ones and all that kind of stuff. I don't see myself being able to do that. I just feel I'm a traditionalist, and I'm okay with it. What's up?
It was actually a little different seeing you preach today with the T-shirt on.
This was probably your first time seeing me preach with a T-shirt.
Kind of threw me off a little bit. Not going to lie. It threw me off. Yeah. I wasn't expecting.
Did it hurt the hoop?
No, it didn't.
It didn't hurt the hoop?
No. You was good. You was
Still
good.
did the same thing. I got it. Okay, I'm glad. Sister Carter carries her lap. I'm sorry. Sister Carter carries her lap hankies and an extra for someone else who does.
Absolutely.
Because a good mother.
Let
me tell you something. A good mother never has just one lap hanky.
And they know just how to do it. They do it real smooth.
Oh, real smooth.
Do it real smooth.
Baby, I love that. I wish I had legs like yours. That sounds like a Mother Marsh line. Boy, I remember having legs like
yours. I just wouldn't show them to everybody. You know those legs ain't for everybody.
Save them for your husband. No. But I love it because you need that. When we all got that. My wife, you know what I mean? They got that. And Lord knows, since we're talking about summer clothes, we have to be a culture that's willing to accept that we have our elder traditional views. And they're not going to stop being elder and traditional in their views. And that's a part of what makes the church beautiful. So as much as we're saying that it makes the church beautiful, and I say it all the time, that young folk are here. I mean, we just had like a chaotic with these kids. I mean, it was just hilarious. I mean, kids, they fell asleep in the choir stand. One just walked up to me and spit a mint out in my hand just randomly. I love you, Messiah. He just spit a mint out in my hand randomly. Like, I don't want this anymore. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like right in my hand before I preach. And I love it. And so while we say that's beauty, so are having the mothers and the elders and the deaconesses and the seasoned brothers who, by the way, will balance that beauty of the youth out.
Absolutely. By
being that same example that they would be anywhere else. Say, baby, come on, let's do better. Or I'm not even trying to call you better. I'd like to show you something more or correct you in some ways. And so Pastor Bowie says he loves dress down preaching, casual dress. I don't believe you don't like wearing suits.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He'll wear a suit jacket, but he loves wearing jeans with a suit jacket. I've watched him and I've been over to Pastor Bowie's enough times.
Pastor Bowie, you dress too well.
He will dress. He will wear a suit.
But you know how to hang a suit, though.
He
you had a hot one on today.
How to wear them.
Brother, I saw him in New Bethel. I went over to the unveiling, and I turned around, and I said, this brother is convocation sharp. I got my anniversary offering ready right now in Hillman, right in the middle of Hillman. I might get robbed giving it to you, but I got my anniversary offering ready.
He knows how to do it, but he will definitely, I think he definitely likes to wear the suits with the jeans.
I heard that. Hey, preacher.
So let me ask you this real quick before we close.
Yeah.
Because Sonya brought up a good point. Because we will say women ought to dress up, be modest and things. But what do you say to the brother wearing the pimp suit? It is a suit.
They only want me for my pimp suit.
We won't say nothing.
We won't, because that's a part of the black church culture for some reason. The pimp suit is a part of the black church. How that goes together, because and I don't think they consider it a pimp suit. They consider it fine dressing.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially the older ones.
You can't tell.
When they stuff go down to their knees. And
okay, so that's the weird thing, because this is not a closed show, but that's a weird thing, because think about this. If you call it a pimp suit and consider it that, and let's say we did consider it, because a guy that would go out and take his lady out, especially the older guys, and they really dressed up, they would be with a guy or with a young lady, one older lady, who is dressed sexy. Mm-hmm. And so pimp suit can go with sexy lady, or it could go with church mother. Right. Okay, but church mother suit can only go with pimp suit. Or church suit.
Indeed.
Church mother suit don't go next to a guy
with jeans,
or a guy look like he's going to the club, or a guy with a muscle shirt on, or whatever. But for some reason, our culture, and this is particular to black culture, pimp suit can go from the bar to the club, and it usually does, because you only need. And it usually does, but the way women dress is what has to change, and that is an odd. That's an odd dynamic.
To Scott's point, for me, when I first met my wife, I just had bright suits.
Okay.
I had lime green. I had canary yellow. I had purple. My wife was like, look, bruh.
Well, that's the key.
Turn it down.
Who said it, though?
My wife.
You know what would stop pimp suits from being worn in the church? If the women told them they were whack.
That's it.
Yes, you're right about
If the
that.
women told them that's whack,
That ain't it, Doc.
that ain't it.
Those Gucci sweaters, I used to have a bunch of them with all the different
The
colors.
Bill Cosby's?
Yeah, and all the different colors.
had-
and I thought I was fine, boy.
You
You,
had- you had
couldn't
the-
tell me
you had
that.
the Bill
You know how much
Rapies?
those sweaters cost?
You had them Huxtables on?
Yes, sir. My wife was like, "Look, that ain't how you going
He
out."
said, what if the pimps wanted to be respected like the pastors? It's pimp appropriation. Mark is on one.
Appropriation.
Mark, did you get into good wine tonight? What if the pimps want this pimp appropriation? But I'm telling you,
He said chicken wings, wings and pimp suits.
this is the best show ever. I don't know how we're not famous yet. I don't know why we're not famous. We're working on it though. But no, it's been a good night. But we've covered a lot of ground.
We did. It's all about summer.
Summertime blues are not so blue.
It's not so
and
blue.
we are going to wear those pimp suits in this heat.
Yeah, I'm going to get my stuff back out there in the back of my closet.
Nah, I'm the
I'm
prep
wearing one of them
suit guy.
sweaters to your
I
anniversary.
was about to say, well, where do you even buy a pimp suit?
Howard's.
Still?
Yes.
Two guys. Two guys.
Trust
got
me,
'em.
there is a market.
I need to go shopping.
There is a
more.
market. Stacey Adams and Falcone, and they are
Falcone.
Then Steve Harvey got in on it.
Steve Harvey was killing them.
suits. Listen, they got plenty. All you got to do is watch Family Feud. That's what they wearing, whatever he got.
Steve Harvey was killing them.
Man, listen, if Howard's go out of business, Warren is hit. Everybody's going to quit church. It's over. Everybody's done.
Man.
But hey, do your best to beat the summertime blues. Go to church as much as you can. But
Send
you know
your
what?
tithes.
Send your tithes. Givelify, Cash App, PayPal, website, Canary, Western Union.
Western Union.
Send a little boy with a paper brown bag with some cash in it, to drop it off at the door.
Some numbers.
And some numbers. You old heads with the pimp suit. Run your numbers money by the church. Because I know you played a lotto. You ain't fooling me. Oh, man. So we covered a lot of ground, but thank you. But try your best. Don't do it, Mike. Try your best
I won't.
to make that summer blue not so blue.
Hey, ain't the pimp suits the one that had the back of your pant go right up under the
All under your shoe.
It'd be all
Yeah, be all rusty and raggedy at the bottom. Absolutely. Carrier pigeon. Thank you, Pastor Tatum. Send your ties, however. But
my God.
I am an open advocate for balance. Spend time with your family, but remember where your help comes from.
If it's double-breasted.
Not double-breasted.
If it's double-breasted with the vest, it's on.
Double-breasted with the vest.
The vest.
3-piece and a
Yes,
biscuit.
yes.
3-piece and a biscuit.
If your suit got cufflinks,
Listen, the suit and the shirt
Yes.
has cufflinks, and your initials are in it.
all the initials.
And your initials are in it.
If your cuff is bigger than 3 inches,
If you have a flower and a handkerchief.
if you buy the suit and the cane come with it.
Listen, if you got the belt and the shoes to match snakeskin with the eyes on the shoes.
Yes.
If you got the gaiters
Yes.
with the shoes, with the eyes still in them.
If your hat is tilted to the side, just like this.
If you still wearing them pointy elf shoes that used to bend up.
At the end. Go ahead, Mike.
If you still wearing square toes.
Oh, it's not the square toe. I love the square
That you
toes.
can kick a 100-yard field goal with. You have on a pimp suit.
Oh my God.
Listen, I lost like half my brothers. My deacon board is gonna call me into a meeting. Hey, but it's been a good one. We've gone over our time. Mike, what's your final comment? Oh, he's done.
Mike said he's done.
Mike says he's going shopping this week. He's gonna show y'all. He said not the suit worn by Denzel Washington.
Malcolm X.
If you
Yes.
dress like red, looking like JJ, you headed with a zoot suit. You headed.
If when you on your way to church, you like, oh, I got him today.
I got him today.
I got him today.
That's correct. Mark said, go home. And with that, may the Lord watch
Between me and thee,
while we are
one
absent.
from another.
In Jesus' name. Peace out.